testing here. Don't eat my list. She's eating my list. No, Marge. That's the problem with goats. Hi, you want your brush? Over. Nope, the other way. And down just a bit. Hold on. I'm going to start over. Hold on. Hi, this is Kate. I have an update for actually stopping again. You want to come here and do a video with me? We have to give everybody an update. I'll give you brushing if you promise not to eat my list. She ate my notes and she ran with them. Marge, come here. Don't rub on the camera. Alright. I'm going to try to do this update. I've tried it 4 times now. I tried to start this update out with the goats, and I found out that they like notebook paper. You can actually see Marge's individual teeth. We have an update for our fundraiser coming in at a strong 1%. At about week 3, we kind of came to the conclusion that we were going to have to look seriously at Plan B. Plan B is we use my VA home loan, and we ask some dear friends to help us with a down payment. We've got help from 3 friends behind the official fundraiser who helped us secure enough of a down payment to get a property with my VA home loan that lands us at phase 2, which is great. The place, it's 5 bedrooms, it's 3 bathrooms, it's 6 acres in Klatskanai along a salmon spawning creek. So that's great. There's already so many conservation, things going on there that we really just have to maintain. There's a shop. The shop is exactly the format we needed, which is 2 garages with an RV space in the middle, right? So we will be able to back our trailer in and actually build the whole tiny house under one roof, which is really exciting. We'll be able to do our hoist projects, to do some lifting, so that we won't have to turn toward heavier equipment. It has a rock floor right now, so before we can get any fine equipment in there and tune it precisely, we will have to build a floor. But this shop it's really exciting to me because behind the shop is a steep hillside and nothing else. And so I have this idea to prototype our compost heated floor at a much larger scale. We are actually going to put in a heated floor on the right hand side only of the gravel shop space, and that will be where the machines go. It's where the 220 is, and it has great electrical already, which is really exciting because I don't do electrical. I shock myself. So in the meantime, it has a nice garage that is also wired for 220, and it's got plenty of room, and it has a slab foundation. So we'll set up an interim shop in there while we continue to build out the larger building and address some concerns that the inspector had when she came through. The house is through all the inspections now. They're really expensive, right? But it's gone through all of the inspections with very few things that need to be fixed, even by the VA appraisal standards, and they come in, they're like, there's some scratch paint here, there's some flaking paint here, you need to fix these things. I mean, they're really anal about it. So it's past all those things. It has a tiny bit of septic work to do, but that doesn't even need to be permitted. That's not a huge repair. And then the pressure tank associated with the well, the pump house, that is going to be replaced. But otherwise, things are nice. It's a nice place. It has me looking at the sky, expecting an asteroid at any minute. So in this place, we won't have to lose any of our animal family members. Our geese can come with us. We thought for sure we would have to separate ourselves from the geese, and then I was very concerned about who was going to do security during baby goat season. It's really important to have a 24-hour security guard, and I don't want one that barks. So at this place, we get to bring everybody with us. The goats are coming. Right now, three of our does, they're off at their boyfriend's house for their, fall retreat. So hopefully next week they will come back and we will be expecting baby goats sometime at the end of April. We're going to have 3 does in milk this year, so soap is going to be off the hook. We are right now finishing up the last 12 batches of soap that we still have materials for before we move. We don't want to have to move all those materials, so we might as well just get the soap done right now while we're going through all the inspections and preparing to move. So there's a greenhouse out there. We're just going to rehab it a bit, and it will be the interim feed barn. We will put up our dual goat barns right next to that on what is currently an electrified RV spot before we put in an actual, like a real nice barn. We have to get through this winter. So we're just going to put up an interim barn in that space that makes it easy to do this year. And we'll do our milking and baby season through there, and then we'll address moving. So come the end of April, there will be babies, and I am really hoping that we have a place picked out right next to the house. So for bottle baby season, we will be able to have the babies very close by and have electricity, and hopefully, I have my fingers crossed for 24-hour baby goat cam. We'll see. They spend about their first 2 weeks just with the people, and then they can all kind of go back out together. And they'll stay on the bottle, and we'll milk the mamas, and there won't be any headbutting of udders, and everybody will be happy. That'll be all the milk that we put on ice for soap making the next winter. The house is fantastic. It's 5 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. None of the bathrooms are attached to a room. So it's laid out appropriately for us to actually have guests come for workshops, and I'm really excited for that because it's really hard to do all this work by yourself. Even 3 people, we are maxed out. We need help. So having a guest room and a guest bathroom will make that a lot easier. Well, there's 2 bedrooms and a bathroom upstairs, which makes that just the residents, the people living there. And then downstairs is really great because that's going to be the control room, where we have all of our computers and we're keeping track of it'll be the control station. We'll also have the Myco lab down there. There's 2 bedrooms down there. One of them is going to become the craft room because crafting is a lot of what we do. The other room, we're going to take the carpet out and we're going to seal it all up and we're going to plastic it. It's going to look like an episode of Dexter, but it's so that we can move the Myco lab in there, and so we can actually start with the larger prototyping of our mycelial panels, as well as doing myco remediation around the property. Because it's a conservation property, we don't want to do a lot of changes. We want to continue the conservation effort. One of the things you can farm in that environment is, of course, mushrooms. And there were already so many mushrooms because we were out there, during the leafing season, and it's been wet, and there's the topsoil is fantastic, and there was all sorts of mushroom activity. So we will be able to start setting up, like we've done already up in Forks, start putting up outdoor mushroom fruiting areas. And so that's just you can come and visit for mushroom season. Instead of coming to look at the cherry blossoms, you come to look at the mushrooms and gather them and dry them and turn them into powders that are good for your brain. So we'll be able to set up our mushroom lab right away and get started on that. We'll have our interim shop while we're building out the heated floor, the smokeless heated floor in the bigger shop, making soap. We also finally, just last week, got our mill, our Wood-Mizer LT35 mobile bandsaw mill with hydraulic lift and computer-aided turning. It's phenomenal. I'm really excited. And so this next week, we start milling up 3 trees that have been on the sideline waiting for the mill to come, as well as a lot of slab material that we've been holding on to, waiting for a big enough bandsaw. And we're going to try to get all of our mill work done before January, when we'll want to move the mill up to Klatskanai. So we are moving onward despite the fundraiser not doing so great. It's okay. The fundraiser didn't do it, but we still have plan B. We're moving on. We're going to have a great house where we can continue doing all of our permaculture things and building our prototype. And I never thought ahead of how to wrap that up. We're excited to show everybody what we're doing. We're going to get soap back on the shelves. We're going to start doing smaller videos, content videos, just talking about how we're going to move things, because the logistics of moving a farm they're hairy, and there's something that anybody coming into this lifestyle should know. Exactly when you have to dismantle your house to move it, what do you do first? Do you move all the stuff in the house? Of course you do. So it's the same thing with moving the animals. It's like, okay, we got to move their fences, but that means in one place or the other there's going to be a fence and the goats aren't going to be there. There's just a lot of logistics to handle, and we're going through that. Our closing date is December 6th. We start moving in the second week of December, and then we start right on into outfitting the property so that we can continue on our prototype and all of our accessory projects that kind of feed in and out of this. All right, thanks. Excited to show you more in the future.